Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. If you're new, hi, my name is Erica and I make videos all about handbags, lifestyle, beauty, and decor. And if you've not yet, I'd really appreciate it if you would like and subscribe. Today, guys, I have a very fun video for you and it is going to be a review. Today, we are going to be doing a review of my Amy Kestenberg Good Times leather satchel. I have had this bag in my collection for a while now and I feel like I am finally at that point where I can give you a very good in-depth review, and I hope this video helps you in your buying process. That's what these review videos are all about. If you've been on the fence, if you want more and further information, I'm here to try to give you all of the details on this bag. So guys, today's video is going to go in a very typical fashion from my channel. I am going to give you the general details, and then I'm going to go into the model test, so how this bag fits on my 5'5" frame, and then I will do the tech test, so what size technology will fit into this bag, if any. Then I will go into the pros and the cons, so definitely stick around until the end for that. I kind of tell you what I loved about this bag and what I didn't like so much about this bag. And then lastly, we are going to go into the newer aspect of this review, which is the rating scale, which goes on a 1 out of 5 stars, 5 being the best, and how this bag ranks in multiple different categories, and then an overall ranking. That being said, y'all, let's get into the video, but most importantly, let's get into the bag. Okay guys, let's first start off with the material this bag is made out of. This bag is made out of bubble lamb leather. When I purchased this color was still available. This is in the color Cloud. I have yet to see this bag available after I've purchased it, but if you're interested, that's the color. And then I've also seen this bag in a black color. The dimensions of this bag are as follows. It is 17 inches wide, 11 inches high, with a depth of 5.5 inches. This bag has a detachable but not adjustable crossbody strap, and then it has 2 top handles with a drop of 5.25 inches. Going through the pockets, guys, we'll start with the outside. This bag has one outside zipper exterior pocket that has this larger than life zipper. Going onto the back, we have one slip compartment here. And then going on to the inside of the bag, we have one main slip compartment, and on the opposite side, we have one zipper compartment. So lots of compartments going on in this bag. Now that you guys have some general details of this bag, let's go into the modeling portion of this video. Remember, I am 5'5" for reference. Okay guys, let's go into the tech portion of this video. Truth be told, I have not tried to test any technology in this bag, so I will be as surprised as you are. We are going to go up in size, so we're going to go in ascending order. We're going to start with my 12-inch iPad Pro, and then we are going to work our way up to a 15-inch laptop. But let me grab my 12-inch iPad and let's start with that. This is my iPad. This is the case I keep it in. So each one of these will have a case on it. I feel like that's more of a realistic perspective of what kind of technology fits in a bag. I think that cases add padding and length and height and the whole 9. I think it just gives it an overall bigger dimension with a case on it. And I like to try them with cases on them because I feel like that is realistically how we will all carry them. So starting off with the iPad, that will fit in without issue, and it will zip. It kind of keeps the bag nice and taut and tall. So if you have that 12.1 inch iPad Pro, I believe, that will fit. Moving on to the 13-inch laptop. Here is the laptop, again in a sleeve. We're gonna slip that baby in here. 13-inch laptop will also fit into this bag. Lastly, and the big test for me, as I'm a 15-inch computer user, this is my daily computer. Let's see if this will fit. All right, guys, I don't think it's gonna fit. It's a little too short in the width to actually fit this computer. So I would say that a good rule of thumb is that this bag will fit up to a 13-inch. So guys, there you have it, the technology test. It will not fit the 15-inch. However, it will fit the 13-inch. and it will fit the largest iPad Pro. Okay guys, now for one of my favorite sections, the pros and cons section. And prior to kicking this section off, I really want to tell you a small story about how I was introduced to Amy Kestenberg and my journey with them so far. So my first Amy Kestenberg bag I purchased back in September. In my opinion, it was my perfect moto bag. I am always in search for a bag that is like a chic biker babe bag. And I felt like I had found it in Amy Kestenberg. And I loved the bag. However, I carried it for about a week. The bag had a lot of like pockets on the front. It was about this shape, however, but one of the pockets that I was not using at first that I decided to use like later that week, when I went to open it up, I noticed that there was a big tear in the lining, and it was massively disappointing. Something that I had stated in that initial unboxing of my Amy Kestenberg bag was that I was not a huge fan of their linings. For lack of a better term, the linings feel a little cheap. And lo and behold, there was a hole in that lining. Now, I did say that I wanted to try Amy Kestenberg again in the future, and I was just sort of waiting and holding out. I didn't want to take that one incident and sort of mar the entire brand. I wanted to give it another go. So when I purchased this bag, I had actually found it on the Nordstrom Clear the Rack sale. So this bag had originally retailed for around $250, I believe, but I was able to score it with tax for $56. So I felt that that was a really good second introduction to Amy Kestenberg. Now, after or shortly after purchasing this bag, Amy Kestenberg did actually reach out to me on Facebook, and her team had actually watched my video about my small review and why I was returning my previous Amy Kestenberg bag, and they actually said that they would be changing the linings come this fall 2022 season, and to make up for the fact that I had had a bad experience with my first bag, they wanted to send me a bag of my choice from their website. So I thought that was such an incredible feat from Amy Kestenberg. I actually find that with some of these larger brands, I don't always think you're heard quite like with the smaller brands. And that's why I like smaller brands. I feel like I can shoot them emails and have questions answered and the whole nine, and I absolutely love that. But I will say for a larger brand like Amy Kestenberg to really pay attention was such a huge thing, and I think she's really listening, and I have to give her so much credit for that. That really meant a lot to me as a consumer, and it just hats off to Amy Kestenberg and her team. I thought that that was such an amazing gesture, and not only to send me the bag, but to also inform me that the problems that I think myself and a lot of people are experiencing are changing. So I just feel like I'm being heard, and I think we are being heard, and I absolutely just love that out of this brand. So again, hats off to Amy Kestenberg and her team. But let's get into the pros and the cons, starting with the pros. So the first pro I have to say, guys, for this bag, and I will say, I want to start off with this. This bag is now the cornerstone of future bag purchases for me. I have found that this is the bag I have gravitated towards quite a lot. It is in my permanent rotation right now, and I absolutely love this bag. I love its function. I love everything about it. So spoiler, you're gonna hear many more pros and cons, but I think I have to start off that with the shape. The shape is wider than it is tall, and I find that when I put all of my things into this bag, I'm not losing anything. I think just due to the overall way it is shaped, and again, the size, when I open this bag, I am able to see everything right up close. It's all there. Nothing is kind of like on top of the other, and it doesn't seem like a big black hole. This bag just feels very open and airy. I really credit it with, again, the fact that it is wider versus taller, but I feel like the way she's designed this bag in terms of its shape and its dimensions makes it feel like still a bigger bag. Like I'm not losing out on that tote feel, or that tote carry rather. This carries everything, but unlike most totes, I am not losing my stuff in this bag. I think it is incredible, and again, it has become the cornerstone of many bags that I purchase going forward, because I find that I love the shape the most. I feel like I'm the most organized with this shape, and this is what I shoot for when I'm trying to find bags going forward, is this look. Now, obviously, I'm going to have different shapes, but overall, I find that this is my favorite. The next thing, and kind of something I had touched on previously, I want to talk about this bag's size. This bag is size perfection. Now, when I purchased it, I thought very satchel. I didn't think I was gonna get a lot into this bag. To me, it feels very medium sized. However, this bag packs a large carry. This is like a tote bag in a satchel body. I feel like I can pack everything I need plus extra, hardcover books, the whole nine, and it holds everything. So if you are looking for that Mary Poppins bag without the Mary Poppins look, I would highly, highly recommend this bag. And even something that Amy Kestenberg advertises on her website with this bag, this is the I carry everything and the kitchen sink bag, and she is not lying. This bag holds it all. Okay, the next thing I want to talk about, guys, and very obvious for Amy Kestenberg, is the built-in organization of this bag. This bag has that front pretty large exterior pocket, the back slip pocket, and it has 2 additional pockets on the inside. I feel like Amy Kestenberg, along with Rebecca Minkoff, really designed a bag for a working person, but they still maintain style. So I feel like both of them, and specifically in this case, Amy Kestenberg, have such a gift with pairing style with function, and it just works overall. I find that my things always have a spot in this bag, and this bag keeps me very organized. I am never shuffling around for anything in this bag. Everything has a place, and I love the fact that she has multiple exterior pockets. I am finding that I really do enjoy exterior pockets for those things that I need to grab and reach right away. And the fact that I have not 1 but 2 really makes for this to be a bag that, again, I just love and I reach for often because due to the organization, everything has a place. And then also, if you are somebody who wants to carry less pouches and stop organizing their bags via pouches, I think a bag like this does give you that opportunity because it has the built-in organization. So in lieu of pouches, you are able to utilize the pockets given in order to kind of lessen the load and lessen the pouches in your bag. Next thing I want to talk about in terms of the pros that at least I felt, and it's funny actually that I'm going to list this as a pro, but I have to say the lining in this one is a pro. Now, don't get it twisted. I don't like the feel of the lining still. Again, I just feel like it feels like a raincoat, but a very thin, cheap raincoat, or like a windbreaker. That's how it feels. It feels like a windbreaker. And I just don't love the feel of the material, but with this bag, it's quite light, and it is a very, very like white gray. Now, I have said this before and I'll say it again, I really do very much like bags with lighter linings. I feel like a bag with a darker lining, I tend to lose things easier. It just feels like a dark pit and everything just goes in it and I can't seem to find anything. And especially when I carry like darker pouches or a darker wallet, that really, really becomes an issue later. So I have to give it to this lining's color. I love the fact that it is a lighter color, and even in Amy Kestenberg's darker bags, like if you were to get this bag in black, it still has like a lighter cheetah print, so you still are able to kind of utilize that lighter lining. Okay guys, the next thing I want to talk about in terms of pros is this bag's overall look. I think this bag has such a fun vibe. I love Amy Kestenberg for her very like biker chic like bags, at least some of them, not all of them are this way, but this one in particular, like with the larger than life zipper on the front and then the fringe, like I just think it really lends to a rocker chick vibe, and I am totally here for it. But also I think it's subtle. So I feel like you can really dress this bag up or dress this bag down. I love that opportunity to kind of do both. Like I don't think you are really limited with this bag. You can kind of do what you want with it. And I feel like I have dressed it down, I have dressed it up, and it goes both ways, for which we are always here for. The last thing I want to talk about, guys, is in terms of pros, is their feet. We have these rounded dome feet at the bottom, and you know me, I have a bit of a foot fetish and I am always here for a bag with feet. All right guys, let's go into some of the cons of this bag. So first and foremost, I want to mention that the con I'm about to talk about has seemed to resolve itself with my bag. However, I feel like it is worth mentioning, and hopefully your bag will do the same if it experiences the same issue, is that when I received this bag, this zipper was not very smooth. It even it's getting much better. It's a significant difference. But when I opened this bag, I actually had to run wax paper on the tracks of the zipper because the zipper was stuck. And I found that the wax paper plus just everyday use has seemed to do a lot in terms of the zipper function. So don't lose out on hope if your zipper does the same. It does get better, but it is something worth mentioning in terms of the cons, that the zipper was an issue I experienced, but it did resolve itself. But weirdly enough, this front zipper, I never had that issue. It was smooth as butter the entire time. So hopefully your zippers are all butter smooth. Mine were not. Okay guys, the next con I'd like to talk about, which is weird because I feel like I fence it between pro and con, is the lining. Because as you all know, I do not like Amy Kestenberg's lining. I feel like I've made that abundantly clear both in this video and any video I've ever made on Amy Kestenberg. However, I'd like to state that the linings are changing come the fall collection. So again, I just feel very heard with Amy Kestenberg and I'm really appreciative of that. So while I list it as a con now, in the future, I don't anticipate it being a con because I've been told that the linings are going to be much thicker and much more durable. The next con I'd like to talk about, guys, is the adjustability of this bag. This bag does have the detachable but not adjustable crossbody strap, and something that I wish it did have was that adjustability. I just find that sometimes I don't want a strap this size. Maybe I want it longer, maybe I want it shorter, and I feel like I'm really stuck with this length. So if you are somebody who maybe wants a longer, strap or a shorter strap, you're unfortunately unable to get that with the stock strap that this bag comes with. However, you can supply your own strap, or Amy Kestenberg does do straps that you can purchase separately, which I must say are quite cool. Lastly, and both a pro and a con, depending on which way you look at it, I want to touch on this bag's size. Now, I find this size to be quite a pro because I am an overpacker. I am a bag hoarder. I pack everything and the kitchen sink in my bag when and if I am able to. However, I did read a review on this bag and she stated that she disliked this bag because this bag pulled. And I can absolutely see where something like that would happen if you are not an overstuffer. If you do not pack your bag very full, I do feel like this bag might actually drive you a little insane because the bag itself, I have it stuffed now. Let me unstuff it for you and I'll show you what I mean. We're gonna take this out. Okay, now watch. The bag really holds no shape. So it loses all of its shape. So the things you put in this bag are really what gives it its shape. And if you are not the packer like I am, I think you might find that the pooling of this bag does annoy you because I feel like a pooling bag tends to kind of eat your stuff in the folds. So keep that in mind going forward. If you are not somebody who really likes to pack their bags full or use a bag organizer, which I have in this bag, I don't always, but you might find that the pooling does become a problem for you. Okay guys, now for the final part of the video, which is the rating scale. This is going to be on a 5 out of 5 star scale, 5 being the best, 1 being the worst, and then I will total up and average it at the end to give a total average based on all of the categories that I will rank. So the first one we are going to rank it on is the pizzazz factor. So what does this bag have on it? Does it have the bells and whistles to make it a 5 out of 5 star bag? Now, I really do think Amy Kestenberg has really done something with this bag. I love the use of the larger than life zippers and the fringe, although I have to say that my first Amy Kestenberg bag with all of the pockets and the studs, I think had a 5 out of 5 star pizzazz factor. But for me, this bag does cut it a little short and I give it a 4.5 out of 5 stars. I would love to see more fringe, more studs, but overall I do think that this bag has quite a bit of pizzazz, and again, give it that 4.5 out of 5 star rating. The next category we are going to rank on, guys, is comfortability. How comfortable is this bag to carry? I have to give this bag a 4.5 out of 5 stars. I find this bag to be extraordinarily comfortable to carry. I actually use the top handles quite a bit and I like to carry it in the crook of my arm. I don't find that this bag becomes very heavy even with all of my things in it. I just think it has a really good distribution of weight. The reason I deducted a half a star was because of the crossbody and the fact that it is not adjustable. So you're really kind of stuck at this measurement. So if you want it, again, more or less in terms of crossbody, you are unable to do so. But I think overall, I have a very comfortable time with this bag. Next, let's rank on material. So as I stated that this bag was a bubble lamb leather, I have lamb leather in my closet and I find that I feel like I baby it quite a bit, but this one, 5 out of 5 stars. This is very soft, but simultaneously, it doesn't feel like I have to baby it, and I don't. I am very much a go, go, go with this bag, and I don't feel like I'm trying to keep it from corners or anything like that. This is what feels like very durable leather, and also at the same time has a very soft lamb leather feel. So I think combined makes for an excellent combo, thus the perfect 5 out of 5 star for the material. Last category, guys, is organization. I give this bag a 5 out of 5 star. I think it's fantastic. I love the use of the 2 outer compartments and the inner compartments as well. I feel like everything that I have in my bag has a spot and I never feel lost in this bag. I just never feel like I'm digging for anything. So it has to get a perfect 5 out of 5 stars. So overall, guys, my grand ranking for this bag is a 4.75 on a 5-star scale. I just genuinely really love this bag and I would encourage anybody to pick it up. I have really used it a lot and it has become, again, the cornerstone of my bag buying of what shape I have found that I really love, and it is absolutely this one. So I am so happy I kind of took the gamble on this bag through the Nordstrom Rack sale. I didn't want to pay full price for something that I wasn't super sure of, and I sort of just purchased it on a whim, and I'm so, so happy I did because it has really become the best $56 I've spent in a long time. I really just genuinely love this bag, and I'm really coming to just genuinely love Amy Kestenberg as a brand. So if you have thought about this bag, I really do genuinely hope this video has helped you in your purchase process, whether it has deterred you or encouraged you. Either way, I hope you've learned something from this video. With that then, guys, I will be ending this video. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, a great rest of your week, and I cannot wait to catch you in the next video. But until then, I'll talk at you. Bye, guys!